Hey guys, gonna go live for about 45 minutes. Much love, God bless you all. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. Hey Quick Channel, hey Token. Yeah, the first thing he does is put a Kobe Bryant Black Mamba 24 shirt on. Yep, I saw. This is the first time in forever that I actually sat down to watch a sporting event. The reason I watched it is because I wanted to see how a 36-year-old is running around the court and dominating. I'm 37. I'm an incredible athlete. I ain't no Djokovic. I was thinking, how's a 36-year-old doing this? So let me watch. That guy has to be possessed. The way he moves around the court, guys, his fitness, his endurance, okay? I'm not having that. He's been playing at the highest level about 15 years. And he's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. And the people, again, who say that man's behind the code, how can you code a tennis game? Have you seen how many shots they make? All right. And how certain shots are this close to being out or in. You can't script a tennis game, guys. There's too many shots. We live in a coded reality, all right? Djokovic winning today, I'm going to reveal the code. I coded Djokovic to win the US Open before the tournament began. So well done to everyone on my site who took him. And something strange happened. In the second set, he became the underdog. That was the only concern I had. So he won the first set 1-0 comfortably, 6-3 or 3-6. And then he went down 6-5 in the second set and he became the underdog plus money. I was like, what's going on here? That makes no sense. But then he won the tiebreaker, went 2-0 up, and then he ended up winning it 3-0. But sometimes in tennis, you see a 3-0 and it looks really comprehensive and convincing, but I watched it and it wasn't. It wasn't. There were many times where it looked like Djokovic was struggling out there, but he always finds a way to win. And I saw the acting at the end as well, when he's around his family and he's hanging out with Hollywood stars who are watching him. They're all there. Matthew McConaughey seems to be Djokovic's best friend. DiCaprio was there. All these top stars just to watch a tennis game. It's just a major ritual, guys. Yeah, they do. They move around like you said, 20-year-olds. I've said about LeBron before, he's 38 and he's been playing in the NBA 20 years. He made his debut at age 18. And he's still running up and down the court and dunking and dominating at that age. I don't know how your knees don't go, all right, or a hamstring, your hip. I've told you I'm a great athlete. I get hurt. I get hurt now unless I'm fully stretched. I'll pick up a knock. But Djokovic, what can we convince ourselves that it's just a guy from Serbia who's just the best tennis player in the world to be at that level at 36? Well, I'm going to show you. It's the code. I'll show you right now. And there's got to be demons involved. Simple as that, to be that good at that age. Same with Brady winning a Super Bowl at 43. It shouldn't be happening against Mahomes. If it was genuine, should not be happening. So here we go. This code is really, really special, to be honest. Where is it? Djokovic to win the US Open code. Djokovic can win his 24th Grand Slam. He can get his 4th US Open title and stay on 6 US Open final losses. It's interesting because LeBron James is 4-6 in NBA finals. He did that on National Father-Daughter Day, the year Kobe and his daughter died. They're all synced up, guys. The biggest thing you want to learn from me, other than God wins, is all the sports are connected. All of entertainment's connected. You see that? And you can go to the next level of seeing through this reality. So Djokovic is 4-6 in US Open finals. The US president is Joe Biden, the 46th US president. 4-6 is 66.6%. 666 is the number of the beast. Djokovic can become 24-36 in Grand Slams, giving him a 66.6% win rate. 666 is the 36th triangular number, and Djokovic is 36 years old, and this is his 36th Grand Slam final appearance. Now, very similar to what happened yesterday with Coco. The first set was 3-6. All my 36s. The third set, the set which gave him the victory, was also 3-6. All those 36s I've given you about a month ago whenever I put out the code. And then we have first set 3-6, third set 3-6. 36, the square root is 6. So it made sense for him to stay on 6 US Open final losses. Now, the US Open finals, 15 weeks and 6 days after Djokovic's birthday, and 9/11's the 156th prime, and obviously the US Open's in New York. 9/11 occurred in New York. 15 weeks and 6 days is conveniently 111 days. And 9/11 occurred on a day, leaving 111 days left in the year. Joker can become 3-4 in regards to winning Grand Slams this year. That's like 34, which is the 9th Fibonacci number, that number of completion. And 3 times 4 equals 12, and he can stay on 12 losses in Grand Slam finals. And if you look at what happened, Medvedev won 12 games. 3 + 6 + 3 is 12. So all my 12s is, again, just like all the other codes that I do, all my 12s, he ends up winning 12 games. And I was thinking he's going to win this third set 3-6. He's going to, because I saw the possibility of the 12. Medvedev stayed on 12 Grand Slam titles. Joker was born on a day leaving 223 days left in the year. 223 is the 48th prime, and he can stay on 48 Grand Slam losses. So I told you I don't do this, but I watched the US Open final, just super intrigued to see how he moved around the court. Guys, he won the first set in 48 minutes. All my 48s, and they had to tell us that he won the first set in 48 minutes. I giggle to myself because I'm like, all the numbers I say, they reveal them during the games. I just don't have the patience to watch it. That's when I won all my money, because I'd be like, okay, I'd make notes. I'd be like, oh, he's done it in 48 minutes. So as soon as he became plus money, personally for me, I would have taken Djokovic again. But you could also play a smart cover when he went up 1-0 when Medvedev was plus 400. Just smoke a cigar. So this next bit should make your jaw drop. Your jaw should just go with this next bit. So one of the main reasons I like Djokovic to win the US Open was for him to stay on 211 losses. All right. Here's why. Medvedev was born on 211. Okay. And Djokovic can stay on 211 career losses 211 days after Medvedev's birthday. All right. Which so happens to be the anniversary of Vatican City being founded. Now, I'll show you how wrestling even comes into it. So I've shown you numerous times that your boy Djokovic works for the beast. All the top stars work for the beast. Just know God wins. Always remember, God wins. Okay? Let Djokovic have his little moment. All right? Or Kobe when he was alive, or whoever it is. Let them have these moments. These are not everlasting moments. So listen to this. You know, Brock Lesnar, the beast incarnate. All right. Wrestler, credible athlete. He ended the Undertaker's streak at WrestleMania. Okay. The Undertaker connects to death, the beast. Incarnate connects to revelation. Death connects to revelation. Now, Brock Lesnar dropped the Undertaker to 21-1, 2-11. That's why the Undertaker streak ended. For all of you wrestling fans out there, I was a huge wrestling fan. His streak ended because it had to go to 21-1, which is 2-11. That is why the streak ended. So it made no sense to end the streak. Now, Super Bowl 58, right? Listen to this. Super Bowl 58 is on 2/11, exactly 211 weeks after Kobe Bryant died. And Token said, as soon as Djokovic wins, he wears a 24 jersey dedicated to Kobe. And he stayed on 211 losses against an opponent born on 2/11, whose birthday was 211 days ago. And Super Bowl 58 is on 2/11, 211 weeks exact after Kobe Bryant died. Number 24. Djokovic gets his 24th Grand Slam. I've told you, Djokovic, he's won 4 US Opens. He's lost 6. 4 times 6 is 24. It's all math, guys. Sometimes it's basic math. Sometimes it's incredibly complicated. Sometimes you have to look at history and storylines. There's a lot that goes into what I do. So much. But through the gift of God and the Holy Spirit, I'm able to see it. Because those finds right there, again, I think because I do it every day, people just go, oh, another good code illusion. It's like, no, this is spectacular. All right, I'm going to say it one more time. Medvedev was born on 2/11. Djokovic stayed on 211 career losses, 211 days after Medvedev's birthday. Super Bowl 58 is on 2/11, exactly 211 weeks after Kobe Bryant dies, who wears number 24, and Djokovic got his 24th Grand Slam title, and then he wears a jacket dedicating his win to Kobe Bryant. Joker can go from 23 Grand Slams to 24, and the 23-24 NFL season just began because it's all connected. Why do you think 2 New York franchises are playing on 9/11? All right, you got the Jets and you got the Bills, New York. And they're playing on 9/11. Hey, Emilio, much love to you guys. Emilio's in the chat. You might not have heard of him. I'm not sure I've mentioned him before. I think I have. Incredibly bright kid, open-minded, funny kid. I used to teach him, and super wise, super intelligent. He wants to learn the code. All right. He sees what I do. He appreciates what I do. And I think there's very few people that can understand what I do. And when you understand what I do, then it's exhilarating. Okay, it's mind-blowing. So, Emilio, I will sit down, can grab a coffee, whatever you want, and you can ask me any questions because I think you're going to be gifted at this, mate. How old are you now? 16? 16? So, somebody's mentioning the Ravens here. Yeah, you will see me soon, Emilio, for sure. Somebody's mentioning the Ravens. So, I had the Ravens to win today, and they have a great shot of getting to the Super Bowl. Put it that way. I don't think they win it. I don't think they'll let the black quarterback win it. They've got 3 black quarterbacks, haven't they, now? I think they get to the Super Bowl at this point. Now, they played the Texans today, correct? The Texans dropped to 2-11 against the Ravens all time. That's all I needed to see. And Super Bowl 58's on 2/11, 211 weeks after Kobe died. That's all I needed to see with that one. Oh, the Ravens went 11-2 with 112 days left in the year. I think this year with the NFL, I'm just going to keep it simple. I ain't going to look into everything like I've done in previous years. Okay, I'm just going to try and keep it simple with head-to-head records. If something stands out to me and there's a prime that backs it up, then it's 9/11/2023. It is tomorrow. Yeah, I said keep an eye on that date because it's exactly 42 months after coronavirus was declared a global pandemic. The beast reigns for 42 months. I didn't say anything major was going to happen. I said keep an eye on that date. And the fact that it lands on 9/11 is incredible. So I think the date that's even more relevant is the 23rd of September. But I think what we're going to see tomorrow, we're going to see big changes. Not necessarily tomorrow, but after this 9/11, because it's exactly 22 years after 9/11/2001. 22 is a master builder number. And I think they're looking to destroy the old system and build the new one, which is the New World Order, which is that complete control and probably Islam, the one world religion and one world currency. We're going to start hearing more about that starting tomorrow. It's not necessarily there's a date and something major is going to happen. It's just often that date triggers the beginning of something happening. So thank you very much, Chris. We are all Christ, Adam. Never forget. Exactly, Chris. All we need to know, like all the knowledge that I give you and the numbers and the insights, it's really interesting. It's thought-provoking. But the biggest thing you need to know is that Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior, and the only way to heaven's through him. When you know that and you say it with conviction, I'm not saying nothing else has any relevance. Of course it does. I say we can be of the world. We can enjoy moments in the world. We can enjoy studying and interacting. But the greatest thing to know is that if you know that in your heart and soul, it don't get better. It just doesn't get any better than that. And I'm not saying just sit back, relax, waiting for Jesus. No, like preach the word, but also do the things that you enjoy. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Just don't put those things above your faith. It's absolutely fine to enjoy life. Whitney Houston died 2/11/2012. All right. I think I've got that in notes somewhere, but I just make so many notes. Yeah, died in Beverly Hills, California. Okay. So we're saying this Super Bowl is exactly 12 years after her death. I'll have to code some of her songs then. I will always love you. That's God. That's how I see God. A lot of people say Whitney was like working for Satan, and then towards the end, she went the other way and started believing in Christ. I hope that's the case. It's hard to believe, but I do believe some of them do go against Satan. I think they will. 42nd day of the year, Lamar, number 8, Houston Texans, Super Bowl 58 is on Whitney Houston's death anniversary. No, the reason I'm not on the Ravens is everyone's on the Ravens. I have my team. I ain't saying it here. Love your channel. Just found it. Thank you. I have a team that I really like. Just know, though, guys, that there's 32 teams in the NFL. All right. And things can happen between the opening game and the Super Bowl. Major events, owners dying, quarterbacks getting serious injuries, a major event in a particular city or state. So calling it at the beginning, I've done it. I did it in 2021 when I called the Bucs to beat the Chiefs before the season began. Still think that's my best code because I got both teams to get there and I picked the right one before it began. Huge odds. But yeah, I can see why you like the Ravens. The Ravens connect to the royal family as well. If you study Buckingham Palace and Ravens, I just don't think they're going to let Baltimore win, or the code suggests that they probably get there, but don't win it. Hey, O'Malley, you're always here, mate, aren't you? I appreciate you. I was listening to Lana Del Rey, Adam, and her music sounds magical, like she has a voice of an angel, because she does have a voice of an angel, a fallen one. They do. Justin Timberlake was at the US Open. He looked very, very, very feminine. Very feminine, guys. And he didn't have that usual swag. You know, Justin Timberlake has a swag and confidence about him. He looked like a shell of a person. And it shocked me. And I look at these celebs now, guys. I just see through them. I just see, like, where's your soul? You see them smiling, but I look at their eyes. Smile, it's crafty as a smile. The eyes never lie. I really do believe that. Smiles can. We know the likes of Obama, Dwayne Johnson. They love to smile, constantly smile. Kevin Hart. Look in their eyes. You'll see a different person. Riddler's in the house. God bless you, Riddler. Hope you're well, my man. Great coder, great guy. All the way from Austria. How does American and European dates being written in different order affect decoding? Personally, I don't think it does. I think you can use both. I think you can use both with it. If there's a prime in there, look to take advantage of it, whether it's written the English or UK way or US. I think they're both relevant, highly relevant, actually. So it's up to you how you want to go about doing it. Like you can, if it's the 17th of March, you can put 17.3 or 317. 317 is the 66 prime. I think that's relevant. 173 doesn't have a prime, but the Chiefs last season won the Super Bowl. 17-3 was their season record. So you can go think, okay, this might connect to the Chiefs. So it's acquiring all of this knowledge, and there's not a specific way of doing it. I spoke to my brother Abid. He did some courses with me. He wanted to learn how I coded, and he's really good now. And he said, how do you go about doing it? I said, I don't have a specific way of doing it. I said, what do you mean? I said, I don't. I wake up and I see what's going on. Okay, US Open starting now. Let me code that. I'll start off with Djokovic. Okay, because he's first or second favorite, whatever he was. And I know all of his numbers anyway. Let me just check his numbers. And then I'll check the baseball. And I'll just look at the fixtures. I don't even look at the odds. And I go, all right, let me look at the standings. And then if I see a prime possibility, I start coding it. And it's like I'm guided when I'm coded. And then somebody goes, did you hear about the earthquake? Did you hear about this celebrity death? I go, no, I didn't. Okay, let me look into it. I think it was Emilio who told me about the singer who died at age 56. I was like, all right, let me look into it. 20 minutes later or 30 minutes later, I've got a video out on it. I don't know how I do it so quickly. Giving sight to the blind, yeah. That's what God does. He gives us eyes to see. People like myself who are revealing all of this, you can't be giving me the credit. You can be grateful to me, I guess, but you should be grateful to God who's allowing me to see, and you guys to see. You know what I mean? What a gift that is to even come to a channel like mine and understand it, because most don't. Thankfully now in my life, I don't let it bother me. I don't let it get me down. I just feel blessed that I can see, and some other people can as well. Don't focus on the ones who can't anymore. Now check this out. This was Djokovic's 10th US Open. Guys, it kept zooming in to Medvedev's coach. If you're watching the game, you might have noticed it. I I'm proper alert, and I'm like, why is the chair next to him number 10 and nobody sat in it? I was like, really? There was 3 of them, and then they were number 10, the seat next to the main coach for Medvedev, and it was empty. They had to show us that number 10. And I've noticed as well, it always zooms into the time. You know, it's got the time on the the Rolex. You always have the cameraman zooming in on the time. It'll zoom in at a specific time. I don't even think that cameraman's even aware. Do you know what I mean? I just think we're in this coded reality. And you can either see it or you can't. There's no way these cameramen are so perfect as well. So Satan equals 10, as you all know. Now Medvedev, he stayed on 55 wins in 2023. And he's Russian. And Russia invaded the Ukraine on the 55th day of 2022. Satan equals 55, and 55 is the 10th Fibonacci and triangular number. It actually brought up Brady. They were talking about Brady. And I was like, oh my word, the guy who won Super Bowl 55 in his 10th Super Bowl, just giving it away again. Who's going to win? So, yeah. Oh, by the way, Djokovic has won 75% of Grand Slams this year. And I told you the World Cup began on the 75-year anniversary of Queen Elizabeth marrying Prince Philip. And they met on a tennis court. Now, speaking of court, hey, Tom Scott, much love to you. 49ers have the riddle because they can get the 6th Super Bowl, become the 3rd team to get the 666. And obviously the Church of Satan's in San Francisco. I've got my team. Again, it's too early probably. If I get it right, then great. If not, it's just about getting more things right than wrong, innit? My hit rate's exceptional, but even if it drops, I won't stop with the work that I'm doing. I just love to reveal. Super Bowl 59 is on Ravens' birthday, the 40th day of the year. If they go back to back, they'll be 4-0 on Super Bowls. Well, he's looking all the way to Super Bowl 59. I don't really do that, me, personally. I can't look past Super Bowl 58. But maybe that works. It's something to have a note if they do win, to have it written down. But it's very rare that NFL teams go back to back. But possibly you could be onto something. Mr. Man, we're all connected to the code. That's the point. It's not just specific people. It's people who are more aware of the code, like myself, but we're all connected to the code. All of us. Just most people are not aware of the code. Do you know what I mean? Yes, you are connected to the code, as is everyone else in the chat. What else is there? Oh, there was a few other things I wanted to discuss. Oh, my head's gone here. So the Whitney Houston fan. Margaret Court. I'm going to do what I've done before, just because it makes me giggle. If you have access to a computer now, or whatever it may be, and you can leave this live but still hear me, type in Margaret Court. Okay, type in Margaret Court. Just describe Margaret Court in one word. I'm going to give it a minute. I'm going to fill up my water bottle. Google Margaret Court and just describe Margaret Court in one word. That's all I want you to do. Let me fill up my water. Please tell me there's some funny comments here. I've still not got any. Margaret Court, just type in one word. Okay. First one, I've got bloke, intellectual, shoulders. This is funny. Keep them coming if anyone else is doing it. Bloke, intellectual, shoulders, neck and traps. You're killing me here, guys. Wow, this is good. I'm going to give it another 30 seconds. Oh, geez. Keep them coming. This is making me. Have you seen the neck? Have you seen the neck, guys? Outrageous is the word I would probably use. Margaret Court, MBE, was a former world #1 tennis player from Australia. We've just seen all those shocks in Australia with UFC. And Margaret Court is considered to be one of the greatest players of all time. So Djokovic has just matched her with 24 major singles titles. Okay? So prior to Djokovic winning today, Margaret Court had the most Grand Slams. This ain't a made-up name. That's a big boy. This ain't a made-up name. The most successful women's tennis player, surname is Court, like tennis court. What? How can you be the greatest women's tennis player of all time that play on a tennis court and your last name's Court? Wow. You're a good man, Adam. You've smashed the code. Hang on, Margaret Court, ACMBE 113. Oh, my word. Because 113 connects to coronavirus, which connects to Novak Djokovic. By the way, if you want a connection here, I'll give you one. Just crazy. I mentioned all the Kobe connections. And Djokovic has just won his 24th Grand Slam to match Margaret Court. It's 24. A span of exactly 1 month and 26 days after Margaret Court's birthday. Kobe died on 1/2/6. And I know that 1 month and 26 days is 8 weeks and 1 day, and Margaret Court's 81, and Kobe's highest scoring game was 81 points, 666 game. Hung like a horse. Court 77 and retired in 77 as well. She retired in 77. Turned pro in 1960. So what? She turned pro 63 years ago. When did she get married? Barrymore Court. Whose first name is Barrymore? Is still alive. Let me check out Barrymore. Oh, some of these photos of Margaret Court. Don't, Adam. Don't say it. Stop. Oh my, well, I'm saving it. Sorry, guys. Give me a moment. I have to save this one. Just because you got to laugh sometimes in life. Like, I know that we shouldn't really judge, but how can't people see this? So Margaret Court's 81, which the square root is 9. Djokovic winning 3 out of 4 Grand Slams this year. 9th Fibonacci number. I think he'll probably retire soon, Djokovic. Like, very soon. Drew Barrymore. Yeah, but whose first name is Barrymore? Have you guys ever heard of somebody's first name being Barrymore? Bolt, Usain Bolt, lightning bolt. It was written for him to be the fastest man. Oh, yeah, Usain Bolt, as fast as lightning, like a lightning bolt. The lightning connects to Vatican City because the basilica was struck twice by lightning. On 2/11/2013, Barrymore's 56. Djokovic just won the US Open 56 days after Margaret Court's birthday. So I can't get my head around this sometimes, these codes. I just can't. So Djokovic won 19 games, COVID-19. How? There's also Djokovic's 10th US Open final, and he picked up his 4th win. So 10th US Open final, and 4th win. That's 104. But the 104th NFL season just began. Messi just scored his 104th international goal. So yeah, and the most important one, guys, I'm not going to say it out loud, you're going to have to read it. And there it is. That's the big 104 right there. The illusion Bebe was born on the 104th day of the year that Argentina and Maradona won the World Cup. Adam, you used to live in a mansion before, right? My family's got a big old house, 6 bedrooms. I had a really beautiful house with an ocean view, beautiful front and back garden. I gave it all up. I didn't give up the family home. I just left to the US. But the home that I had in Mexico, yeah, was it a mansion? Absolutely not. It was a brand new house with an ocean view. It was very big. But whatever. I need to have a bed to sleep on. I need Wi-Fi. I need a fridge to put my food in. And that's really about it. Electricity, shower, all the other stuff that I had, it was all good. And somebody gave me it now, I'd take it, but no regrets whatsoever. Okay. The difference between a house and a home, baby. Yeah, Mr. Man, I'm not too worried about the money. I'm fine. TJ Baker, what are you talking about, mate? Don't start. I went to the US because I got offered to coach out there. And I was briefly only supposed to go for 6 weeks. All right, TJ Baker, you're gone, mate. I'm not explaining myself to somebody that I don't know. So see you later. Oh, you know what? I'll put you in a timeout. If you ask me again, you're gone. People are so desperate to know my personal life. But I got offered to go out to the US for 6 weeks to coach a summer camp in Los Angeles. I did it. I loved it. Blown away by the experience. They thought I was a great coach. They offered me a contract. 2 years. So I coached in California, Colorado, Chicago, Alaska, mainly based in LA. And I was there 6-7 years. And I loved it. It just happened. It wasn't like I went to university with the hope of going to the US. It just happened. I was guided there, lived a great life there. I need to go back and visit, to be honest. Tom, you're from Stockport. My mate played against them last year, Stockport County. I was born in Bradford, mate. Went to Leeds University, but I was born in Bradford. So that's probably about 40 minutes from Stockport. I know they play in blue and white, don't they? I was supposed to play against them one time, and I didn't play for whatever reason. But they've got a nice little stadium. I think they're actually in the league now, aren't they? Are they in League Two? I think they got promoted. I think. I'm not sure. But I know they went down quite a bit and then worked their way back up. You can tell me if I'm wrong. So I know Bradford City are in League Two. Huge club, big stadium. I'm like, why they're in that league? I don't know. When I went back home, all my friends and family said, I've got a ticket to go watch Bradford. I said no about 4 times. So I ain't watching Bradford City play. I ain't interested because I know I could be on that field and it's going to wind me up. So I said no. Should have gone, like, it's a bit disrespectful. But I was like, I'm not going. I find it hard being around idol worship. You know, like the players are walking out the tunnel. 20,000 people are like that for them for kicking a ball. I can't be around it. It was hard enough watching that US Open, but I put it on Spanish commentary. So I was learning my Spanish. You know what I mean? Because I find it hard. Just every time Djokovic would make a shot, they would all stand up and, it's like, he's an incredible player, but he's just, all he's doing is hitting a ball. Like, it's not like somebody's performing a triple heart bypass in front of everybody and somebody's come back from the dead and you're like, whoa. It's like he did a backhand down the line. It ain't that great. Bradford's a proper good laugh. It used to be, bro. Not anymore. Not anymore. Bradford as a city, the centre has just been absolutely ruined. Leeds is a great time, which is 10 minutes on a train. Leeds is a great, great time and a great night out. A lot of culture there. I love Leeds. I really do. The outskirts of Bradford are beautiful. The countryside, the Lake District, Ilkley, Saltaire, those type of places just take your breath away, especially on a nice day. But so many sports are just guys smacking balls. It's Baal, you know, Baal worship. Baal, like you have to study Baal. That's what these sports are about, Baal and Baphomet. That's why they all do the same celebrations, honouring those deities. He was born in Huddersfield. We used to go clubbing in Leeds back in the day. Huddersfield's all right. It's probably similar to Bradford. Are they still at the McAlpine Stadium, Huddersfield Town? I've played against them as a kid 2 or 3 times, Huddersfield. My brother studied in Huddersfield University. There's not much going on there, is there, to be honest? Leeds is a different level to Huddersfield and to Bradford. So is this all I've got? It was mainly focusing on Djokovic, the crazy code. Guys, if you're not on my Twitter, follow me on Twitter. I put a lot of work there. If you're not on my website, it's well worth checking out. If you have a spare $10 every month, it's a great, great, great community. If you want to access everything I do, because YouTube's just a sprinkle of what I do. YouTube is usually me telling you what I've done prior. So if you want to see what I do before it happens, like this Djokovic code, it's worth checking out. Would you be able to explain what, in your opinion, happens when the kickoff whistle blows? I feel like the gear as well as field and ball are modified and energy manipulated thoughts. I just think they become demonically possessed, unaware. My mindset is they're completely unaware of being possessed. I think they think that they're playing. I think that's why you see the emotion. I think they think that they're responsible for what's going on in the games. I think it's already been predetermined. So that's why it's so blurred. That's why it looks so genuine so often. Again, if you watch a tennis match like this Medvedev and Djokovic, and they knew completely what was going on, I would say they're up there with DiCaprio for acting. Because every missed shot, every ace, every recovery shot, whatever it may be, the level of emotion is remarkable. And to be acting and playing at the level that they're playing at without assistance from the supernatural, I would literally say they deserve all the money that they get if they're able to do that. But just explain to me how Djokovic just stayed on 211 career losses by beating Medvedev, born on 2/11, whose birthday was 211 days ago. And Super Bowl 58 is going to be on 2/11, exactly 211 weeks after Kobe died, who wore number 24, and Djokovic gets his 24th title. You think they all know that? No. I think God's only allowed certain people to see it. There is a small chance, small, that they don't know. That Djokovic has just won the US Open, his 24th Grand Slam, and he's absolutely delighted. He's over the moon, and he believes it's because he's been given this gift and he's worked really hard and he's earned it. There is that possibility. It's small because I think that they're working for Satan. Maybe they're not even aware they're working for Satan, but these demonic entities, they've attached themselves to these superstars. But there's a bigger chance that these guys know what they're doing in regards to Moloch worship, Baal worship, satanic worship, to get to where they're at, especially if they are inverted, because surely you know that. Surely you would know that. My Twitter, I don't even know. Let me check. Oh, my word. Yeah, he's wearing a Mamba t-shirt. Let me save this. This makes me think he knows now. Why is he wearing a Kobe t-shirt? Guys, Kobe died January the 26th, 2020. It's now September the 10th, 2023. Why are we still talking about Kobe? Did Kobe play tennis? Was he best mates with Djokovic? Why is Djokovic? I wish I could share my screen. Obviously, I can't. Black Mamba is a poisonous snake, and Djokovic refused this. And remember, Kobe's taken more shots than any other player in the NBA. The Black Mamba. What is my YouTube? No, not my YouTube. Here it is. This is my Twitter. I've got 12.1 thousand followers, which is 11 times 11. It's 121. That's my Twitter. Maybe DiCaprio's in the stands using his voodoo. There is a chance. There is a chance that they do all get there to perform magic. They're magicians, aren't they? Very likely your DiCaprios and Beyoncé's and Matthew McConaughey's. They're all there. On a lesser scale, do you remember the show Scrubs? Scrubs. He was there. I can't even remember his name. Anybody for bonus points? What was the main guy from the TV show Scrubs, where they worked in a hospital? He was there. Who else were there? Usually Beckham's there, isn't he, at the US Open? Tennis is a very difficult sport to play. 1 hour and 30 minutes match for me is pushing my body. It's remarkable. Have you heard Novak's diet? He's very disciplined. He wore a Kobe shirt. Man, I don't care how disciplined your diet is. I've got mates whose diet is incredibly disciplined. To be able to do what Djokovic is doing on that court, on all these different surfaces, and doing it 15, 20 years at the highest level, that's demonic. Yeah, Zach Graff, thank you, Token. You just can't. Okay, yes, they're training every day and they have great diets. So do all of the tennis players. correct? At that level. What is Djokovic doing differently to everyone else? Even Medvedev said at the end of the game, saying, when are you going to retire, Djokovic? Why are you still playing? He's 36, guys. The guy is 36 years old. He's nearly 40. My second favorite sport is tennis. Football number one, then tennis. I love tennis. Love it. I love the cardio. I love the back and forth when you're against a good player. I love the drama of it. I love this second serve. I just love tennis, and it's a great sport, a fantastic sport. And to be good at it, you have to have a great conditioning. You have to be technically great. You have to have good vision, speed, timing, coordination. I love tennis. Just finding people to play. And for him to still be doing this. And have you seen when you're watching the highest level of tennis, guys? I honestly don't know how they don't pull their groin. Jimmy, no, I don't see everything as demonic. Don't make accusations or you'll be gone as well. I don't see everything as demonic. I'll just start doing this with people, guys. If they just come in the live and Adam sees everything's demonic. No, I don't. When I'm talking about Djokovic, yes. Yeah, you explain then, Jimmy. Explain to me how Djokovic is still winning Grand Slams at age 36. Tell me your opinion. And if you tell me it's his diet or he trains better than everybody else and he's got the winning mentality like Brady, then you need to have a word with yourself, don't you? No, not everything's demonic. Professional sports at the highest level, yes, I believe they are. Yes, I believe they are. I think Satan uses them as a tool to distract and lead you away from God. I've read my Bible today, but most people sat on their ass watching the NFL or the US Open or whatever they do, and they do it every day. So, yeah, I think Djokovic is very likely possessed by a demon. I'm very surprised I haven't seen more exposing sports as yourself. Sammy, there's not many people that can do it. That's the whole point of this. So I'm aware that I have a gift that I've been given from God to see this and reveal it, because it's not just seeing it, okay? Seeing it's one thing. Probably quite a few people can see it. Can they express it? Can they reveal it to thousands of people so it makes sense to them? That's what I'm doing. That's the difficult part. Seeing it is a gift, and then expressing what you see is a challenge. That's where a lot of people struggle. So, yeah, there ain't many that see it. There ain't many that want to see it. So it makes it hard for me because my audience is so small. Because most people can't see it. And if they can somewhat see it, they can't accept it. So I'm left with really open-minded people who can fully see it. And there ain't many. That's why a channel like mine will never just go, whoa, how did he get to 100,000 overnight? It won't happen. Unless there's this huge awakening that people are saying. So I focus on those who are like-minded. And from now on, anyone who comes into my life and speaks nonsense, I just won't acknowledge them. I don't think it's performance-enhancing drugs as well. Like I say a lot, people want to focus on man and they want to focus on science. They take away the divine, and that includes the supernatural in regards to the demons, the fallen angels. All right, everything that happens within the world, God allows, okay? But Satan's the God of this world. He can infiltrate all that is pure. He's done it with professional sports, okay? But these wrestlers, or Djokovic, or Brady, or LeBron, or Ronaldo, or Messi, if you think that they're on performance enhancing drugs, and that's why they're able to do what they do. Never get injured. Don't seem to age either. I'm not having it. You're just giving all the credit to science. Next level is seeing the supernatural. How many of my codes are biblical? Wasn't my Djokovic code biblical? About 666 and 36 and 6, and it all hit perfectly. It's not because he was taking performance enhancing drugs, guys. And if they are inverted, the opposite sex, the gender, again, it don't matter how much drugs you give somebody, there's no way that Djokovic, as a female, could perform like that by pumping drugs inside of her. Now, Mr. Man doesn't have a clue what he's talking about, to be honest. And he's probably going to go soon. Because he says stuff like Ronaldo's a hard worker. Okay? Because he's seen a few YouTube videos of Ronaldo in the gym. Okay? Or Ronaldo stayed back on the training pitch after everybody left just because the media told him that. Okay? So if he keeps leaving those comments like that, he'll be gone as well. I want my YouTube channel to be really open-minded, like-minded people. I don't want to be dealing with people who are still fanboys. If you're a fanboy, go head over to ESPN right now. All right? I'm sure there's an NFL game going on. Go do that. Don't come into my live telling me Ronaldo's a hard worker when I've absolutely exposed Ronaldo in about 15 videos. They should all be hard workers if you're a professional athlete. Or he just works harder than everybody else. Just, it's embarrassing to still have people saying this after watching my work. Tennis is an easy decode because the structure of the major tournament draws are the same, like the top four, split in the top in the second half. It's not easy. I don't think tennis is an easy sport to decode at all. There's so many statistics to factor in. There's the different surfaces. There's the durations. There's the head-to-heads. It's finding the stats. So I don't think tennis is easy at all. And Djokovic is a top star. Alcaraz is a top star. Medvedev. It's not just like there's one superstar and they win all the time. That's not the case. Djokovic has been with Federer. He's been with Rafa Nadal. He's got Alcaraz now, Medvedev. He don't win every tournament that he's in. I don't think they're made in a lab because that's just science. Like, all right. If they're made in a lab, much love, Debbie. Oh, you hit the like button. Cheers. Guys, somebody put me on 24 likes for Djokovic getting his 24th title. All right, I'll ask you this then. Again, I'll ask the question and hopefully you'll give an insight, which is interesting. If they're made in labs, why? That's my question. Simple. If they're made in labs, Djokovic, Nadal, Federer, they're made in a lab, why? Hey, Johnny G, what's up, baby? Why? Why are they made in a lab? What's the purpose of it? And I'll wait for your answer. Why would you make people in a lab to play tennis? And I'll see what you've got to say, anybody. So a lot of people say things like that and they have nothing after that. So, okay, they're made in a lab by who and why? The illusion, do you connect the matrix and Neo seeing the code, the same work you do? Was that a clue about the coded world? I think the matrix is a trap. I think the matrix, I believe we live in a coded reality. I believe God is coding our reality. I believe everything has a numerical code. I believe the matrix implies that artificial intelligence is controlling the matrix. Again, giving credit to artificial intelligence. So half truths. Coded reality in the matrix, yes. This red pill, blue pill, it's more, that's about knowledge and seeing through society in the Matrix movie. For me, the red and blue pill is either you believe in Jesus or you don't. The word or the world. So the Matrix has half-truths. Very interesting. The first movie was great. The other two, no. But again, Satan's the god of this world. He runs Hollywood. He ain't going to give you all the truth. He gives you half-truth. And that half-truths lead to confusion. And most people in the world are completely confused because the only way to truly see the light and the truth is believing in Jesus. And if you don't, then you're going to constantly be confused in your life. Emotional, confused, misunderstood. That's why I was in a, what do we call them on Twitter? Somebody invited me to a space. Is it called a space? I don't do them, but I thought, all right, I'll get involved. Let's have a listen. And it was really interesting stuff, really, really like-minded people. But they were really heavily focusing on secret societies. And I jumped in and I said, instead of obsessing and trying to uncover the secrets of the secret societies, why don't you focus on the truth, which is the Bible? There's people doing these spaces and group discussions for 3 or 4 hours about secret societies, trying to find out the secrets, which they're never going to get, just constantly putting theories together. Why don't they focus on the truth, which is the Bible? Do you know what I mean? Instead of going round in circles, which what people do with Flat Earth or with 9/11 or with Bill Gates or with this, just going round in circles with it, never getting anywhere, and other than thinking they're smarter than they actually are, and just believing their opinion is more revealing than somebody else's, which is their ego. So focus on the Bible. I do all this work because it's connected to the Bible. And I'd rather you focus your energy on that than the Super Bowl or whatever it may be. Illusion about to eat some mushy peas, baby. I don't have any. Genetics, and you can time the birth perfectly to line up with astrology and numerology. That is silent. That's probably the most new age comment I've ever read on any of my live streams. So you think man has the ability to plan when their child's going to be born? You don't believe that Jesus has the keys to life and death. You can't sit down with your wife and say, all right, let's check out the astrology. Let's have sex right now so our kid is born on this date. And we're going to give him this name with this gematria. And we need him to be this star sign in order for him to achieve this in life. How talented do you think man is? How much control do you think we actually have? You've got to hand over your control to God. That control that we're all trying to keep. All right? No, like astrology and numerology, it's interesting. It's relevant. It's definitely used by the New Age. It's used by Satan. Absolutely. But again, it's always crediting man. And I'm way past that. And I understand. I understand why you think that. I do. I get it. And I don't want to judge, but I've just done this for a long time now. And it's tiresome for me to act like everything's being planned, like by a group of Jesuits in the Vatican. Like I said in tennis, how can you write a script for every single shot? Every single shot. You can't. You just can't. Yeah, Token, that space was great. I think Donnie Darken's brilliant. I think he's got a gifted mind and God is guiding him. The Holy Spirit's guiding him. I think he genuinely cares. And he's aware not everybody agrees with him and he don't get offended by it. I think he's a top guy. And I'm sure I'll get to know him a lot more. And a few of them in the space. I've said in that space, just like everything in life, there's some amazing minds and there were some people saying things where I nearly left the space because it was hurting my head. Mainly about secret societies. I think, again, that is very new age focusing on that. But it's interesting. I'm not saying it's not interesting. No need for discussion when you know the truth. Again, when you know Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior, nobody's going to really make you go, whoa. I don't think anyone's going to ever tell me anything more profound than that. Or present a code to me that's going to make me go, whoa. I've seen so many codes. I've done so many codes. I'm still impressed. But like that, whoa, what? That's gone now. I've just seen too many of them. Like, watch my Israel video. Guys, about why he lost his UFC championship. Israel, it connected to the state of Israel. Like, crazy. I didn't watch it. I just saw what happened. I looked at the numbers. I was like, oh my word. Just, again, if man's coding it, why would they revolve it around the Bible? Why? Melanin power, if you're hitting 95%, then that's incredible. And if you have money and you keep hitting that, then take advantage of your knowledge. That's an incredible start. Set up a Patreon, and then if you are hitting that, people will stay. Let's give it a go. But it's a lot of work promoting yourself and building an audience. It's taken me 3 years. What have we got? This is why I don't opine on things too deeply with the code, just distracts you trying to prove something you can't. I just accept it's there. Alto is very... what's the word to describe Alto? He's a straight shooter. He doesn't overcomplicate things, but his work's profound. So again, if you're going out of your way every day, which I used to do, trying to prove people wrong, you are wasting energy. Before I had Jesus in my life, that's who I was. I told you so. Look how smart I am. That shut you up. You can't do what I do. You're not even close to my level. I was that guy. And I had loads of people say, I think you're the best coder, but you're arrogant, and it puts me off. I say, I don't give a shit. Because that's what an arrogant person would say. I don't care if you watch. I back up what I say. And that part of me is, nearly all of it's gone. There's a little bit that comes out. Because I now give all the glory to God. And that's my focus. Djokovic winning this tournament. I know most people just say it's Djokovic. Of course he's going to win it. Well, he didn't win Wimbledon, did he? Yeah, wasting your energy being arrogant as well. You've got to be level-headed. Do it for the right reasons. But there's certain lines. Like I said, if somebody comes into my live and they start targeting me for no reason, they'll just be gone. And a lot of people say, no, let them in, free will, and like freedom of speech. No. And I always use the example of if somebody walks in my apartment and starts berating me and talking down to me in my house, you think I'm just going to say, all right, mate, sure, keep going. Do you want a drink? Can I make you some food? No, I say, get out now, mate. You know what I mean? It's no different when I'm online. So I give my time to you guys. I respect most of you. You can't come in here and start. You can ask me questions, but don't ask ridiculous questions. And you must know my personality by now. Like the Mr. Man saying, Ronaldo's an hard worker. You know that winds me up, so don't do it. Why did Patreon ban me but not Zach? Why does Zach always have to get involved? Why can't you just ask me, why did Patreon ban you but not Zach? We still compare me with Zach at this point, at this stage. I don't know why Zach's Patreon didn't get taken down. I think it's because it doesn't talk about biblical scripture. Because my Patreon got taken down the day after I did the code of my life about Revelation, coronavirus, and Kobe. I did a code. I put out the video the day after my Patreon went down. Okay? So Patreons are absolutely fine with you coding sports. There's a lot of coders now who've set up their own Patreons, who are trying to make a living or some extra money, and good luck to all of them. Absolutely. Patreon has no issue with you coding sports. I was going really deep. On Patreon, I was getting everything right in sports. I had about 3 months of getting 90%. All my futures kept hitting. And I don't know if that was a flag, but it was the day after I did my video and code about Revelation, they took it down. Zach doesn't get into that. He doesn't believe there's a Jesus. He thinks Jesus is a fictional character, and he thinks you're a loser for believing in him. Patreon, obviously a multi-million-dollar company, they'll have these Satanists running it, and they'll be fine with somebody like Zach doing that, especially when his hit rate is what it is, where it's mediocre. Or he don't have a clear pick. My mate Javi today showed me some of his codes, Zach's, and again, it's like, where's your pick? Anyone can go on StatMuse and find the stats that Zach does, but where's your pick? So, again, my work's more than that. I code practically everything imaginable, but the thing I code the most is the Bible, and I connect it with everything else. That's my foundation, the Bible. And then understanding history and numbers, narrative. And because I was a crazy good athlete, I was obsessed with all professional sports. I already had knowledge of them. A lot of people don't, or they just have a lot of knowledge of one sport. I was lucky enough to live in England and the US. So I knew all the football in England, tennis, cricket. I knew all of that growing up and playing it. Went to the US, started learning about the NBA. Didn't really learn about the MLB. I had no interest, even though I watched the Dodgers a few times. What an absolute waste of money that was, watching a baseball game. Shocking. Djokovic has a 5-head. Yeah, it's Miss Lego Man. This is your live stream, your space. Exactly, Sammy. It is. And I pretty much let everybody say what they want. But after a while, the same people come in saying the same things. It's like, go away. What's wrong with you? Again, when I talk about demons and stuff, I ain't just talking about elite celebrities. We all have our own demons, all right? There's people in life that are so spiritually blind that their big high comes from just arguing and disagreeing. That's their high. That's their thrill. And it's tragic. Just come in here, express yourself, leave your codes. You can ask me decent questions. But after a while, it can just grain on you, man. Alto, did you email me? I'll read them out if you want. No, Sammy, it's fine. I'm not usually like this. I'm usually like full of energy and bouncing around. But yeah, I don't know. when people are here who they know my work, they know the code, they know my opinions of everything, but they ask the same questions. I'm like, mate, I told you that yesterday and last week and last month and last year. Give me something different. Ask me something interesting. Your Patreon got taken down almost 2 years ago. It got taken down 20th of June, 2022. I just called the Warriors to win the NBA Finals. I did it 9 months before, and they won it 6-1-6. 4 days later, 6/20, 2022. And then I think by July the 3rd, so in the space of 2 weeks, I'd lost my Patreon. They stole $3,000 from me. They stole all my work. Didn't let my clients know. Didn't warn me. Didn't even tell me why. Just that I broke community guidelines. I was like, oh, okay. It looks like I'm going to focus on coaching now. I was going to be done with it. My mindset was, I'll coach. I can make a living off that easily. And I'll still do YouTube. And at the time, YouTube were actually paying me because they didn't demonetize every video like they do now. So they were paying me like $500 a month. Could have coached. My rent ain't that high. And I went live. I told everyone, hey, sorry, Patreon's gone. I'm not setting up another one. I will never go back on Patreon. People got upset. And then people were coming up with solutions. And then eventually I got a website set up for me about 2 weeks afterwards. And it's been great ever since. It has no community guidelines. There's no third parties. It's got amazing people there, which has taken me 3 years to get to that level. Because at the beginning, all you get is gamblers, addicts, and they pay you $10 and they want you to make them rich. I got rid of all of them because I've done many posts saying, if you're here just for that, leave. I'm not interested in having you here. I lost a lot of people, then I gained a load of new people. People who actually care about the code and the truth, not just occasionally winning a little bit of cash, which they'll end up blowing on cigarettes or gambling or alcohol anyway. StatMuse is no longer free. Yeah, I know. StatMuse is like $25 a month now. Is that the price of it? I think it's $25 a month. I don't know how you can go from 0 to $25. I didn't go from 0 to 5 to 10. It's like, okay, there's a huge demand. People really want this. We can charge more money. It was just like, whoa. So a lot of people can't use that now because they don't have a spare $25 a month for the stats. But there's many other pages where you can get free stats. You don't need StatMuse. I would say StatMuse is the cleanest platform for American sports. But there's plenty of other ones. But it just means you've got to put in a bit more work to get the information. But if you're passionate, you'll do it. So you come from a spiritual background, grew up in Hare Krishna. I had to search very hard for someone brave enough to expose live sports. I like your energy. Cheers, Sammy. I appreciate it. If you're new to my work, there's thousands of videos you can watch. I don't just code sports. I reveal the code within our reality. I've coded everything you can imagine. 9/11, coronavirus, Vatican City, the royal family, practically every A-list celebrity you can think of. The Titanic, the Titan, the moon landing. What else have I talked about? Just politics, coded politics. Got a book on Donald Trump. I've covered so much, but the sports is just something that's every day. And billions of people watch them. And there's a code every day for it. So that's why I focus on sports. with Decode. I think you get 25 free searches than it costs, can bypass it by deleting search history and getting 25 free searches again. Yeah, there's always a way around it. Or you can open up Google Chrome, then you can open up Safari, and then Mozilla. Do they still have Mozilla? As long as you're using a different browser, you're all good. So that in itself is 75 searches. And if you're very smart about it and specific, that's plenty, isn't it? And possibly if you use it on your phone, on a different device. So there's always ways around things if you use your mind, you know what I mean? How did you begin decoding? Do you remember how you started? Yeah. Yeah, I do. I was writing a book, my first ever book. I have 6 books now, called The Illusion. For the new people here, my name, The Illusion, came from the book before I knew what gematria was, or numerology, okay? Which a lot of people are unaware of. They think that I typed in The Illusion to get specific gematria. I didn't. I was working on a book during coronavirus pandemic, during lockdown, and I was writing about society, psychology, education system, monetary system, pharmaceutical industry. Then I started writing about professional sports. And then when I was writing about professional sports, I was looking into wrestling. And then with wrestling, I know that it's full of symbolism. So I typed in symbolism. I think I put symbolism in sports. And then I found symbolism within history. And then there was an article called Symbolism and Numerology. And I was like, numerology? Okay. Didn't really make me go, wow. It wasn't like when I found the Book of Revelation and my whole body got chills. I was like, all right. And then I read an article about gematria. I was like, wait, okay, these all seem to be synced up here. Then I typed in symbolism and numerology into YouTube. I watched loads of videos, started to get more intrigued and interested in it. Then I typed in gematria and it led me to Zach. I know I said I don't really want to talk about him, but it led me to Zach Hubbard. And I watched the stream. I don't know what it was about, who he was talking about. And I was like, oh, okay. All right, this is interesting. So this gematria is prevalent now. It's relevant right now. All right. Now I watched him again and again. And then I watched a video he did about sports. I was like, what? How's he done that? And we know that he can talk the talk. I don't even know if he predicted it before it happened, but he showed me why a team won. And I thought, this looks complicated, but easy. That's what my mindset was. It looks complicated, but easy. So I was like, I'm going to learn this. And I said to you all, I'm going to learn this and I'm going to be better than him. Because the competitive nature. So I'm going to make sure I'm even better than him. And you got to sometimes have that drive. So I did it, and I think I called the Jets to win in an NFL game at 9-2. And I thought I'd cracked the code. And then the second code, I actually got it wrong. I was like, wait. So it's not perfect, this code then. And I kept doing it and watching it. And then I realized, wait, I'm getting nearly everything right now. If this guy can have a Patreon, I'll have a Patreon. I did YouTube videos. And it took a while. And then I called into his show one time. I gave him 2 codes in the NBA. And they were both right. Like 3 hours later, it came out that, whoa, this illusion guy got them right, spot on. And this is where Zach has said it, that this illusion guy, this English guy, if he keeps going, he will become the best to ever do this. And he admits it. He's never said, no, I never said that. He said, this was 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. He said, if this guy keeps coding, he's going to become the best. And then he did about a year saying Illusion's arrogant, he's cocky, he thinks he knows it all, he's a liar, he steals my work. He just tried to hammer me because he knew that somebody's gone to a different level with it. And now he never speaks about me, thankfully, and I don't speak about him. But I'm grateful that I found him. Okay, I'm grateful that I found him. I know he's struggling right now. Because when he had his Patreon, nobody else was doing this. I'll give him that. Nobody else was doing it. And now there's a lot of people and they're better than him. And they charging less money, possibly, maybe more. And they've all left him. They've left him, still making a lot of money, but like when my members set up Patreons, I support them. I promote them. I promote anybody who does great work. I'm like, if they leave me, I don't get why they would want to do that. But if they do, good luck. If you stay with the other person, it means they're doing well, which is great for them. But yeah, that's how I came across it. I think God guided me because I said I didn't go to university to study numbers and numerology and gematria. I was never interested in it. My whole life was sports, just an athlete. And now I'm exposing all of them. It's pretty remarkable, the transformation of being a fanboy, obsessed with sports, where it was my life since I was a kid, to now being perhaps the best person at exposing them. It's such a flip, and it's not something I would have ever wanted because I loved that part of my life with sports. It's not like I was trying to get away from it. It wasn't like a negative drug. Oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to keep drinking alcohol. I was like, I love this. Now I expose it, man, and I can't give myself credit. Yeah, you can do incognito mode as well. There's loads of ways. Illusion about to sing Mr. Brightside. Nah, not today, mate. I'm going to have a late night swim. It's going to get dark in about 30 minutes. I gave up decoding. I just listened. Yeah, yeah, the illusion does equal 144. Do you think I'd be that good to give myself that name, which is my birthday and my dad's birthday and 144,000 angels sealed? The sad thing with the community is they just say Jesuit order equals 144. That's when I'm like, that's so limited. Like it's crazy limited. And again, it's focusing all your energy on man or a secret society or a group of people. The illusion, okay, I didn't actually know that gematria until somebody told me, trying to expose me. I didn't even think to look. They're like, the illusion equals 144 and whatever else 153. I'm not even sure the other two. And he's a Jesuit. It's like, didn't even know what a Jesuit was, mate, until I found Zach's work. Never heard of the Jesuits. Never heard of Jesuit order. I didn't know anything about the Pope. I didn't care about the Catholic Church. And I saw that, and you start believing it. It's all them. They're controlling it. And then you get to a higher level, and you get the Holy Spirit inside of you, and you actually, it's almost comical to believe that there's a group of 70-year-old Jesuits sat down coding our whole reality. It's actually sad to think that. Yes, there's definitely magic involved, but they ain't coding everything. They don't have that power. Never have, never will. A lot of people give up decoding because it can consume you. And there's a lot of frustration. If you code sports, there's people who spend hours on a code and write like a big essay and the team gets destroyed. And if that happens a couple of times in a row, that's enough for people to go, what am I doing? Especially if they lose money off their own picks. Did Zach call you out on a stream? Yeah. Zach's got this love-hate relationship with me. He praises me to the rooftops, and then he calls me a con artist and arrogant and a fraud, and I can't code. And I'm like, if I can't code, how do I do 3-4 hour live streams with no script, nobody in my ear? How could I possibly work at the level that I work at by stealing everyone else's work when I do these live streams freestyle. Like, it don't make any sense if you've got any logic. Divine's in the house. God bless you. What are you doing awake at 2:15 a.m., baby? Have you just woken up or have you not slept yet? Yeah, the Holy Bible equals 201. What's your point? What does that even mean? Does that mean the Jesuits wrote the Holy Bible? Too much focus and emphasis on that order. There's many orders. So much focus on them. It's cringeworthy. Why not code financial markets? I've done it and nailed it. I've called crashes with crypto numerous times. I just won't get involved in it. I ain't completely money orientated. I could make a fortune out of this knowledge. That's not why I do it. I make enough money. I have my website. I've worked really hard to provide an incredible website. I've got plenty of money for a single guy without any kids. All right. I don't need more. I don't need to obsess. I don't need the stress of watching stocks and shares going up and down and investing in crypto. I won't play the game. I won't play the game. Could I? Have I proven it? Have I said it before it's happened numerous times? Yeah. I do what feels right to me. If I did everything for financial gain, I'd bet every day with my gift. I just bet every single day. But I won't do that. Don't need to do it. Don't want to do it. Amazing journey. Do you think you were destined to find out? Yes. Oh, yes. Absolutely. I think I'm destined to be living in Mexico. Again, never had a goal of living in Mexico. So yeah, I've been guided. It's a blessing. Life is a blessing. I have been given many blessings in my life. I knew that as a kid. I was like, I am very blessed. I knew it. And I sometimes was like, why? I was like, someone has to be. That's how I felt at school. I was one of the smartest. I was the best athlete. I got all the girls, and I did. It was like watching Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell. That's who I was at school. I was like, geez, I'm very lucky. I had a great family. I had a beautiful house. My health was great. I was fortunate. I knew I had blessings. I just didn't give credit to God. So I didn't believe in God. I just thought I was lucky. That's what I thought. So people might think I'm being arrogant saying that. I just tell you the truth. I think that's why a lot of you like me. I'm genuine. And that might make me sound arrogant, but it's the truth. So, whatever. Not slept here. You need to get some sleep, Divine. Have you had a guy, the numbers guy? Yeah, stay away from him. He's so obsessed with money and he gives you some decent information, but my word, I heard some of his videos. It's cringeworthy. It says things like, if you're born on the 28th, that means that you're destined to be rich. Like, what? What are you talking about? Every single person born on that date is rich. What a load of nonsense. Yeah, he's really poor, to be honest. He's got a big following. I'm sure he makes the big bucks. I ain't interested in regards to his work. It's weak. Like, if you wanted me to go one-on-one with Gary the Numbers guy and talk about our coded reality, I would absolutely eat him alive, but I'm not interested. So yeah, I've heard of the guy, the GG33. He thinks he's special. Is very mediocre at what he does, in my opinion, from what I've seen. If you can tell me differently, go for it. 33% burn. The whole economy is going to collapse in the next couple of years. So don't get too carried away with it. I've got my money now. I think in a few years, it's not going to really have any value anyway. So I ain't going to obsess on ways of making more money when it's just going to be more frustrating when it all collapses. The more money you have, the harder it is to accept. If the economy collapses and you're completely broke, it ain't going to damage you, is it? But if it just goes up in flames and you're very comfortable, it's like, wait, no, your actual money has no value anymore. Oh, wow, geez, all that. So I'm not going to get too attached to money, but I need it right now, and I've got plenty. I don't need to be taking chances on stocks and shares. There's literally no need. I don't live for money. I just know we need it at this point. I don't live for it. He says marriages won't last if they get married on a 7-day. Just nonsense. Where's he getting that from? There's a prime example. He says marriages won't last if they get married on a 7-day. According to who? What's he talking about there? And again, the naive people go, well, did you hear that? That's crazy because that actually happened to my friend. They got married on the 7th day and they're now divorced. I think he's right. It's like, what? Where's he get it from? And why do people listen? There's a YouTuber called Max Tuning. He used to have an office job, 9 to 5. Now he's a $1 million candy company called Sour Strips. Oh, he's got a multi-million dollar company called Sour Strips, and he worked 9 till 5. Good for him. Good for him. I wonder who backed him. I ain't a fan of candy anyway, especially that Sour Strip shit. You know, it makes you pay money to go. You see people doing it. Buy that sour candy just to go, well, it doesn't look like you're enjoying it, mate, but maybe they are. Otherwise, they wouldn't buy it, would they? To be honest. There's many strange views in this community. Yeah, we all have our own views, don't we? But some people force them down your throat and believe that their views are superior. Like you said, that Gary the Numbers guy. Oh, he's got 74,000 followers. How do I have 12 and he has 74,000? He calls himself the modern day godfather of numerology. Are you? And he gets these interviews with famous people as well. He must be really good at marketing. And I'm looking at his NFL picks now. They're all spread bets. He got 8 right and 4 wrong. So what's that? 66.6%. And again, it's not always how many you get right, is it? It's the odds. And he'll show you that he bets like $3,000 on a bet, but he won't show all the betting slips where he's lost. Which is understandable. He's promoting his work. He's not going to do a whole post saying, hey guys, just lost $5,000 off my picks. That's not what we do. I get that. I'm not having a go at him for that. But 4-0 versus the line to open up the 2023 NFL season. This is why people pay me for my picks. So yeah, gambling is not haram, only losing haram. He's just obsessed with money. Me robbing a Las Vegas casino for $250,000 in cash. He's going about it for me the opposite way. Like there's no biblical references to it all. He's got a bit of numerology, and you don't know if he is an insider either. But he's taking advantage of addicts. I don't know how much he charges, and I ain't interested either. Last I want to talk about that guy. I believe you're a better decoder. Thank you. And it is what it is, but you're authentic, Adam. Cheers. Yeah, I am. I am authentic. The Numbers guy is a good name. Yeah. Money is the way to get the normies to follow you. I ain't interested in the normies following me. I'm interested in those who accept Jesus Christ as the Lord and Savior. I'm interested in those who want to question the whole reality. I ain't interested in the normies who want to come to win money off my pigs. If I wanted, mate, with my hit rate, which is like 70, 80% every month and has been for over 2 years, and I code futures left, right, and center, and I code everything else. Do you not think I could charge people more than $10? Do you know how I could easily approach my work like Gary the numbers guy and probably make 100 grand? Easy. A year, easily. If I wanted to approach it like him. And if I wanted to gamble and show you all my slips, show you my hit rate, and take an image of me smoking a cigar, all right, or with big handful of $20 bills in my hand, doing this, I could easily do all of that if I wanted to. I've kept my website at $10. I post like 10 posts a day. I make enough money to be all right. I'm comfortable. I ain't rich. I ain't interested in that. But could I? With my brain, I get people angry at me for not doing it. Why are you not charging $50 a month? Why are you not charging 100? Don't feel right. So I ain't doing it. I'm not trying to attract normies. I don't see my website as a business. All right. It's a family and it pays the bills. And it's something I enjoy doing. As soon as you start making your Patreon as a business and its livelihood, it just becomes about stress and ego, and it's going to burn. It's going to collapse to the ground because you won't get any loyalty. I have loyal people. I have Divine, the likes of Divine and Riddler and Abid. Out of my, I don't know how many people follow me. I'd say at least half of them are there forever. As long as I have a platform, they're there. They'll support me. And that's amazing. I ain't searching for new people all the time. Those who are going to find my work, God's going to guide them there. Simple. So, yeah, that separates me from nearly every other person doing this. I ain't obsessed with money at all. So, how much money do we really need? My mindset is this. It's getting dark now. 2 more minutes because I'm going to jump in that pool. It depends on your situation, doesn't it? For me, single guy, 1-bedroom apartment. I've got a beautiful view. I'm 30 seconds away from a pool. Don't have kids. I have a car. I've paid for my car, but I have to put gas in it. For me, I want to be able to pay my rent. Right now, this is what I can do, right? I can pay my rent, no worries. I'm never thinking, I'm struggling this month to pay my rent. Never had that in my life. Thank you, God. I want to be able to fill my fridge up whenever I want to fill my fridge up. I want to be able to occasionally treat my girlfriend to dinner. I want to be able to put gas in my car and not worry about it. I want to be able to pay my electricity, water, internet, without even thinking about it. That's where I'm at. Do I have money left over? Yeah. Am I saving it for something? No. Is it nice to have a bit of money in the bank? Yeah. Is it life-changing money? No. But am I comfortable? Yes. Could I be more comfortable? We can always be more comfortable. You can always have more money. So you don't need a lot. You need shelter, ideally. Shelter, water, food. You want the basics. We want internet, electricity. Like I've got the air conditioner on now because it's red hot. But all the other stuff that we think we need, or I thought I needed, I don't anymore. So, yeah, I'm more than comfortable financially. I don't need to go desperately searching for new members. And if everybody decides to leave me one day, then my work's not good enough. Or the economy is just completely collapsed. And then I'll deal with it. Right, I'm off for that swim because it is getting dark, right? Why don't I buy a BMW? Could I afford a BMW? Yes, I could.
I have no interest in buying a BMW at all. For me, my car gets me where I need to go. All right, gets me where I need to go. Simple as that. It's not a banger. It's not incredible. It does its job. And when it completely breaks down, I'll have to buy a new car. I ain't looking for a BMW. Absolutely no care for that. If you gave me one, I'd take it off you, but I ain't saving up and aspiring to get a BMW. All right, off for the swim. All right, take care. Thank you all for watching. Can you hit the like before I go? There's 38 in the live. I've got 32 likes. That means at least 6 of you haven't hit the like, baby. This swim's going to have to be quick. I don't usually swim at this time, but swimming is so good, man. It's absolutely incredible. Token, I really think your work's phenomenal as well. I think you're a masterful worker when it comes to the code, and I think you're very modest. I think you're just going to get better and better and better, and that's the whole goal of this. Just getting better, but making sure God is always one step ahead of you. All right? Cheers. Bye, all of you. God bless you all. Djokovic. Let's see when you get that 25th Grand Slam. I'm sure I'll figure it out, won't I? All right, guys. Count your blessings. Don't focus on everything you don't have. Focus on all that you do have, because you have a lot more than you realize. Woo, baby. Cheers, guys.